There are some products online that I have been dying to try. They're not necessarily viral, they're just a bit weird. And I wanted to give them a go. Of course, I'm gonna blame TikTok for this. I blame them for everything, especially my bad purchases. So the first product I've seen all over TikTok is this Foreo Blackhead Pore Vacuum. I'm often not even dubious of pore vacuums, I just know we shouldn't be using them. Mainly because of how irritating they can be on the skin. You see a lot of people causing a lot of damage with pore vacuums, mainly because of the sheer amount of suction they have. However, what I like about the look of this one is it's got a few different suction strengths. On their website, not only does it say that it can help remove blackheads, but also prevent future breakouts. I didn't realize, but apparently in the tip there's going to be a blue LED. It can help reduce pore size by simply extracting all the gunk that's in them. What I do like about this particular product is this detachable screw off head to it. So it's super easy to clean. You can just remove that. You can clean that with like a cotton bud or something, get all the gunk out, and you can get different size heads for this as well. This is just a standard one that came with the vacuum. So let's get my hair out the way before we start using it with my little Velcro pads. I will admit I exfoliate regularly, so I don't think there's going to be too much going on. So you can see there's like the little blue LED, and what I'm going to do is test it on the inside of my arm. That one feels 1, 2, 3, 4. Level 5 feels comfortable. I feel like the other one's a little bit too soft. And we're just going to go in. You need to make sure you're constantly moving it so it doesn't bruise your skin. What I do like about this is you don't have to use any kind of like oils or anything to add any slip. Because it is like stainless steel, it just glides across your skin. I'm not really sure it's doing anything, to be honest. That's better. I feel like I got a good swipe then. I will say it's got very good suction. Can it get that clogged pore out? Even though my nose is quite large, I feel like I do need the smaller tip in order to get like in those crevices around my nose and keep really good suction. But as I'm doing it, I am seeing like little white bits appearing on my skin, and I just wonder if that's just like dead skin coming off the surface or if they're pores. Not pores, you know, bits of clogged pore. Has it made a difference? I don't actually know. I'm definitely a bit red raw there, which is probably my fault for not moving the suction as quick as I could have done. There are a few like white heady bits. I don't even know if you can see them. So whilst I guessed it got some pore, I don't even know. I don't know if it did anything, to be honest with you. I think I exfoliate too much to really see a difference with this. It's an interesting device. £100 worth of device though? I'm not really sure. I feel like you get manual setting pore vacuums cheaper on like Amazon or something like that. I do think Foreo love to chuck in an LED light to make the device more expensive. I'll kind of give some kind of reason as to why their device is more expensive than it should really be. What I will say, I love my Foreo Luna. I have had that for about 3 years. I've charged it twice in those 3 years. These devices last forever. Personally though, just keep up a good exfoliation routine. Nose pore strips are fine if you use them once a month maybe, and use proper aftercare like moisturizing and hydrating. This is interesting, but I don't think you're missing out if you don't buy it. I saw this product on TikTok Shop and I thought I had to try this. I bought it from TikTok Shop, waited for it to arrive. It arrived and something screamed AliExpress to me. Now, I'm not saying TikTok Shop and Temu and AliExpress are one in the same. But remember these fake products that I reviewed that I bought from Temu? They are also available on TikTok Shop, so please be careful when buying skincare from TikTok Shop. The one TikTok that I did find of this, they bought this product from Temu. So yeah, I'm gonna be trying a Temu skincare product on my skin. So I downloaded Temu and I actually managed to find this listing and the ingredient list. And really, looking at the ingredient list here, there's nothing inherently bad about it. The product highlights its sea grapes as one of the main ingredients, and it is in fact the first ingredient, which is known to help moisturize the skin and generally make it feel nice and smooth as well. I'm not sure I trust this ingredient list because there is a very obvious perfume smell, and this ingredient list seems to fail to include any kind of perfume. Okay, so here we have it. It looks very, very like pretty. So you get a little spoon. It looks extremely fancy. Sounds like cheap plastic, because it is. But look at this. It's almost like caviar beads. That is fun. Does it smell? Okay, it smells fragrant, but nothing unlike a moisturizer. I'm a little unsure how I'm gonna use these. Do they pop? They feel really weird. They're really slimy. I just tried to pop one. Okay, they pop super easily. So what I think I'm going to do is put it in the middle of my hand. That doesn't look very nice at all. That doesn't look good at all. Okay. No, this is gonna be an absolute mess. This is gonna be a mess. Ooh. It doesn't feel bad on the skin at all. I feel like it's just like a jelly moisturizer made into these little green balls that then just once popped spread on your skin. It's not bad. My face isn't going red. My face isn't burning off. It smells like Nivea. You know that blue one? This one? Is my face going red? I think that's just where I've been touching it. It does have a sliminess to it, very reminiscent of what this looks like. They're almost actually soaked in something, so I think they're just like maybe soaked in like a moisturizing serum type thing. There's definitely like an after slimy residue that I'm not overly happy with, that I think won't sit well with like sunscreen, for example. It feels nasty on the skin, like it's not nice at all, and it's all like residuey on my hands, and there's a huge cleanup job. This isn't practical. Who wants to do this every morning? It's not, I don't think it's worth the fuss, to be honest with you. Let's move on to the modeling mask. Well, they call this a Soothe and Refreshing Skin Crystal Jelly Mask. Now, I mainly see estheticians use this, and it's been a few years since I used one myself. I know these as modeling masks from the world of K-beauty, and when I was extra oily, I used to use them often because it would temporarily remove all those oils. So when I saw people using these masks with added ingredients that claim to help soothe, refresh, hydrate the skin, I was like, this could be an interesting way to mask. Messy, but interesting. So the instructions are interesting. 40 milliliters of water, which I did, to mix with 15 grams of powder. I don't know what 15 grams look like, and I couldn't be bothered to go downstairs and get the scales out. So I just kept on adding in the powder until it formed what I thought was a good looking paste. I got my friend and assistant round Ashton to help me apply this because I needed to do it over my mouth and I wanted to film. And you know, I wanted to feel like I was being pampered, and I'm still finding bits of it on my face. So over the mouth.
Okay.
Leave my nostrils free and my eyes.
Leave your eyes free?
Yeah, I don't think we'll go over them because they were using like gauze and like cotton pads. Cold. Oh, it smells like detergent. Do you know what? It doesn't say how long you're supposed to leave this on for, but I guess until it dries out.
Put it on your forehead, sorry.
Yeah. We're supposed to peel it off. I think it needs to be fairly thick though. It does feel quite nice, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's very soothing.
Can I go over your mouth, ready? Sorry.
Overall, it's messy, and I was finding bits of this mask in my face for a good day after. Even after like double cleansing, showering twice, there was still bits of mask in my facial hair, hairline, it was everywhere. But when the mask was applied, it felt really nice, soothing, really cooling, in a way that didn't just feel minty and hurt my eyes. As I mentioned, I didn't put this over my eyes like estheticians do, or facialists, whatever, because I don't want to risk that. I didn't have the right equipment, but I do feel that if this went over my eyes, I would feel so relaxed and so cooled and soothed. My skin's like really cooled, like, so it might be nice for like rosacea, and there is like a little like almost like glow to my skin. It does feel nice and taut. The long-term effects of it were none, really, other than leaving me with a nice, healthy, natural looking glow. But the redness that initially had gone away from the cooling sensation of this mask didn't last at all. And I also feel like you have to get a very particular mixture that is more than what they say on the directions to get a nice even consistency to make it easy to peel off once it's dried down. I don't think I'll be doing this again. It's too messy. Well, I should say it's too much faff. I don't want to have to experiment with this too much before I get the right consistency and I can actually use it again, you know? We all know the Sephora kids, right? Well, we've been talking about the smoothing of Drunk Elephant skincare products, a brand that is extremely popular for some reason amongst Gen Z. And I mentioned in a video that I made about this, I think I know why. And that is the way Drunk Drunk Elephant encouraged kids and their users to smoothie products together. On the Drunk Elephant website, they have these kind of like smoothie guides, which I actually think is really fun and kind of cute. However, it's not recommended by chemists or dermatologists or people in the industry to actually mix your products together if you want a good even spread of the active ingredients you're using. Now, I'm going to be trying their Sun Kind of Wonderful smoothie recommendation, which is meant to give you a natural bronze glow. And this smoothie includes their Lala Retro Whipped Cream Rescue and Recovery Moisturizer, one of the most popular Drunk Elephant products amongst tweens, the Debronzy Anti-Pollution Sunshine Drops, and their Be Goldie Bright Drops. I'm looking forward to this, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't moisturized, I have cleansed, I've toned, I've used a serum. So we're gonna follow this recipe, and that is 1 pump of this moisturizer, cute. 1 drop of the Be Goldie Bright Drops. Is that 1 drop? Is that gonna be enough? And then 1 drop of the Debronzy Anti-Pollution Sunshine Drops. And then I guess I just mix it up on there? It doesn't feel right. I'm not sure that's my color. Oh. I did think one of these might have like a fake tannish kind of smell to them, but it doesn't. I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like all my creases are orange. No, I don't. Look, there's like orange bits in my beard. This is what I mean. Like if I could have applied that on its own at certain points, I feel like it would have been less patchy and I could have got a more even coverage if I dotted on my face rather than mixed in the top of a moisturizer. Or maybe this is just the reason I don't like any kind of fake tan or like bronzing anything, because I feel like it makes my skin look patchy. I mean, I don't think it looks bad. I just don't think it looks much different. I guess I don't get the hype. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. I don't know. I'm kind of warming up to it a little bit. We'll see. Overall, I'm not impressed. I'm not unimpressed. I feel like everything was just a bit today. Interesting, worth the money? Maybe not. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. You've got some more product reviews here, some general light entertainment here, and I'll see you over there.